I mean, it just sort of feels that, you know, Medusa as a hero, it's just so hard to execute, right? The most recent show we saw, the other day, Nigma tried it, and it just didn't look great.
No, it's a lot of games now where I'm seeing these extremely like super carries, the super hard carries that don't do literally anything for 30 minutes. Your anti-mages, your Naga Siren, now your Dusa. These heroes just don't get to the point where they can actually play Dota. So they're playing 4v5 for the most of the game, and they can't win the 4v5 fights. They're trying to match the movements, but they can't match the movements because they're man down. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see if they're able to do it, because they do at least have Coddle, which I feel adds a lot of power for the Dusa, because you're this very slow, immobile hero. Coddle can move you around, make your farm a lot faster, and make you a actual pretty big beast with double Mystic Snake and just restoring your mana and all that. So I have some slight hopes for Viking, but the way High Coast played last game, and they have the same 3 cores, you'd have to expect it to run back if they feel that comfortable.
Yeah, they knew exactly what they were doing in game 1, High Coast. And
yep.
I think definitely definite eyes on Boom as well this game, just to have a stronger time. Last game, he really struggled on the puck. It was not a great game from Boom.
No, he was completely focus fired. So that also is a good point as well. So they were really lacking him in the last game. That maybe that'll be the difference maker to allow this Medusa to get the space and farm if Boom isn't just owned by an Orchid. This game, there won't be that Orchid. There's going to be an Earth Spirit Silence he has to play around, but there won't be a 12-minute Orchid.
And we'll see as well if Toby can have a bit of a better time this time round on the Pango. As we saw on the KDA last time, the Timber performance was also just rolled over here by High Coast.
Yeah, it should be the same thing for a Shad, where he's getting the full free farm in this bottom lane, just like that Naga Siren. So he will at least have the opportunity to be able to, but it's just, will they actually be able to make him be able to be a driving force? At least Medusa can fight. That's the one thing I'm looking at. Naga Siren literally just, you don't fight. Medusa, you get like your 1 or 2 items. You can actually play around your Dream Coils. You can get recalled in. So there is that possibility. And they do have Coddle for stacks. That's the other thing too, is Medusa can actually clear stacks. Naga Siren can't clear them at that speed at all. So there can be that accelerator.
If Aramis is able to enable Shad's sort of farm movements and stuff, as you say, just setting up the map for him, then this Coddle can definitely make work happen. I mean, we've seen it so many times that a good keep with the light player just makes the game so easy to play for his carries.
You're just able to honestly, Coddle feels like one of the most busted heroes when you're playing. You're able to just do so much. You don't have disables, but you're just recalling people left and right. You're refreshing your recall. Your recall is so fast too, so you usually end up with the advantageous numbers in a lot of situations. So that could be the big difference maker, just the Coddle factor, really. So we're seeing mid Boom able to pressure Supreme a lot. Supreme still no bottle, has to be careful of the double nukes that are coming out.
Just about to creep away from having it on its way out. As you said, Boom.
And Boom's
just a step ahead.
Already. Yep.
We see top. I mean, Charlie, he's farming fine. Toby a little behind. Aramis trying to do his best to keep Charlie on his toes. Constantly blasting him. Making sure that he's having to use the Blade Fury defensively, so there's not the best amount of kill potential from High Coast in that save flame for now.
Zibe, if they can get a proc, ooh, no luck for Toby. Perhaps they could have gotten there. The Enchantress can go down here, but I feel like none of the other heroes should die. Unless they really misplay, especially Toby if he just swashbuckles too aggressively, which could happen.
Oh. I mean, yeah, did go for it there. He had the Blade Fury, Charlie, but not wanting to try and turn, was very low on the HP himself.
Yeah.
After that swashbuckle.
Bottom, Chessie's not doing... I actually thought Chessie was going to get a bit more out of this one. He has a lot of denies, 10 denies, but only the 9 last hits down here. I guess the pulling of the wave and the messing with the creep manipulation and all that has actually slipped him up a little bit, at least on last hits. Because he's got a good base damage. That's the thing, is Deuce, he has to get Wraith Bands to match your base damage as a Beastmaster, so Chessie probably struggling a bit. Runes.
They're going to try for Toby here. He just used the swashbuckling aggressively. And they're going to have him.
They got him.
They're going to have him. He's got to be careful up here. I mean, he obviously felt that he was careful enough because he went for the swashbuckle in a way that, you know, he was only sort of catching them from the very edge of it. But Zibe able to step in, get that slow off, and easily allow Charlie to just close the gap and get the kill.
Bit of a misplay, bit of a slip up. If he had Aramis there, maybe a Chakras allows him to get the swashbuckle again off because of the refresh. But yeah, he was not there. He did step away to check the rune. So slight mistake there from Toby, punished.
He's got to be careful. I mean, for now, Charlie, low on the mana. Are they getting any sort of mangoes or anything out? No, nothing on its way, so there won't be any threat of a Blade Fury for a little bit.
Jibe's got one. He can feed it to him if he sees an opportunity. Yeah. So. And he'll start the stacks. The Enchantress will do what looks like, is that the first stack of the game? It is. We actually have not seen any stacks yet from Aramis. Hasn't seen the opportunity to back up and go for it. Celery.
Shab is coming in to block Chesty from connecting to that.
They are suffering up top now. Jibe, he's found himself a big creep. He's got the best one, Satyr Tormentor now. Toby, level 3, and the Jug is getting given full experience. I'm seeing Jibe just staying away from the lane. Now even looking for Toby. He's slowed up, so the swashbuckle won't get him.
They're going to be able to find him. This, as you said, this top lane, it's just not really achieving too much now on the side of Viking. It feels like it's just hard to play into now. Going up here, it's turning into a bit of a death trap. The levels are there for Charlie. He's about to have the level 6 as well, so they've had great kill potential so far. It's only going to get better. Yeah, the tip's coming out as well as Charlie feeling confident up there with the way they've been able to take him down twice.
Now he's a self-sufficient safe laner. He can just be left alone as a Jug, and they can make moves around with the supports. We see immediately mid, they tried to collapse with 3. Won't quite get the kill, but they force a defensive coil. And yeah, we're going to watch what Jibe looks to do with his freedom now. He's right now he's taking the opposing triangle from the enemy team. So he's checking out to see if there's stacks, getting a nice aggressive ward down too to watch any puck rotations or if there were stacks. And then he can swing back over naturally to go for a gank play. He still has a Centaur.
Charlie is starting to take some tower hits. So. Got to step back now. Passed over by Zibe, so Charlie's going to be fine.
Clarity now up on Charlie, and they still have the catapult, so they can continue to apply some pressure here with this. Centaur creep will eventually go down here. But yeah, they're getting some damage on the tower, which is not your usual that you see happen anymore.
I mean, where are the stacks, though? When are we going to start seeing some stacking coming out from Viking?
I don't know, but I really want to see Aramis get on that point soon. I like that. It's good that he's staying top, though, because it is this catapult wave. He has to stop this push. Okay. They don't want to lose an early tower around their triangle either. So at least he can hold that off, but he has to get to start stacking. That's bottom boom.
I meant to jump into the chest. They actually get the Dream Core to catch down the Void Spirit as well, but Era's in with the backup. Supreme, he's going to be able to jump out of the way of that Illuminate. He'll be okay. Kaboom chase another. They're going to try for Era. The roll's still on cooldown. They'll be able to pick up the 2 of them. So Viking, they swing in with the 4 of them down bottom. And they'll get the couple of kills. The big one as well. Taking Chessie out of the lane continues to slow down his game as he was already having a tough time down it.
And Boom this time is the one with the very fortunate rotation, the counter rotation, catching the Void Spirit in the coil so they can't actually get too aggressive. I like that Aramis, he actually decides to port bottom, so that means, hey, no stacks, but at least he can refresh and give the puck extra damage to chase forward. And I'm seeing the top, Charlie and Jibe are actually going to get this tower, it seems. They're really persisting forward on it.
Damn, we're Aramis making that move down bottom. He's not around this time to help de-push it. As
this is
8 minutes here on tower taken away. I mean, I feel like this is just gonna make it that much easier, right, for High Coast to contest and get in onto this triangle without the threat of TPs coming in from all angles. So
100%, yeah. I swear we could go to a lot of game stats right now, and we would see that top tower is like never the first tower to die anymore. It just doesn't happen anymore. So it's pretty huge for High Coast to actually be able to eliminate that one. It is kind of like the most worthless tier 1 because your mid and your bottom are just much more important in that aspect. But the fact that they're going to have this window to be able to sneak around and wrap around onto the mid lane too is pretty huge. This used to be something that back when I played, back in my day, we take this tower so that you could invade and take over the mid lane. So that's going to give them a lot of windows to surround and get on top of the puck too. So yeah, Shad, it's going to be a little bit harder for him to just get to back up and just farm what he would hope he would be stacks, because he just has no stacks. His triangle is now going to be a little bit tougher, and there's vision aspects he has to worry about. The Hawk will always be scouting out his jungle. So yeah, it could be a little bit hard for Viking to get that farm on the Deuces. Charlie's off to a phenomenal start again.
It really is, yeah. This Maelstrom's going to come up a very good timing, and as we saw last game what High Coast were able to achieve when they hit their timings early on, and when they start to group up and go. And so far, every reason to believe that they're going to be able to start playing in that exact same manner this time around once again.
Yeah, now Charlie has like a natural move where either he can go farm jungle or he TP's bottom. It doesn't feel bad for him at all because of this top lane situation. Toby will be thankful as he is going to be able to get some experience up here freely, get that level 6. But yeah, World is your oyster now on High Coast. You get to pick and choose around the map what you want to do with your carry, and you can actually pressure the Medusa. While Medusa, you can't ever pressure Jug. It's a very opposite kind of game. We'll see what Charlie looks to do with his next moves, as he still has Omni at the ready, and he's going to have his Javelin picked up from Courier. And Jib is just farming the triangle with a regular melee creep. He's chilling.
On bottom, Supreme and Chesty. I'll be able to make the jump in onto Celery.
Here comes Boom.
See what he's able to do here. It's Charlie.
Charlie's here now, though.
I mean, he's in onto Shad, and he's going to get a pretty good, few slashes off there with the Omni Slash. Only a couple of bounces off the target. Everything else on top of him. Shad's gone. It just continues to be just perfect play from Charlie. Making the move at as good a time as any. Coming down here and now putting the pressure onto the tower.
And they have Jug versus Coddle, a counter pick matchup in the past where you just plop Healing Ward, counteracts any of the Illuminate D-push. Versus a Medusa lineup, 2 tier 1s taken pre-10 minutes. Viking trying to punch back and at least get some damage onto these opposing side lanes, but it's already the creeps are being pulled and bottom tower's dead.
Yeah.
Now they can look to invade. And Shad's jungle is not safe. His triangle is warded too. This is not looking too easy over Viking.
And he doesn't have no stacks. There's no stacks.
He has no stacks at all.
No stacks this game. I don't think there's been literally a single stack when we bring up that
There
thing.
you go. There's going to be one.
Oh, here we go. Oh, okay, there was the one I think that might have just been on a small camp though, but at least some progress being made here around the Ancients now.
All right, so it's a passive game is going to have to be there for Viking as top tower. They do start to take this out here, and High Coast doesn't look to actually set up to defend it right now at the moment. Actually, they're bringing Void Spirit, leaving the... Okay, they left the availability open for the tower TP, but they don't try to actually send anybody there. I guess Chesty just had summoned his Book bottom, and he's probably the only one who can go, and without Book, he's not really useful up there. But Toby...
They're on a Toby, they drag him back with the Remnant into the silence, and the burst of the Astral Step will do it.
Very nice. Okay, Boom punch back, though. There is both Astral Steps used, but he's not even going to attempt for it.
Dire's middle tower is under
Good old items here as well. High Coast, they left the Fairy's Trinket ready for Supreme.
Lovely, lovely. And that's Maelstrom done. So Charlie, he has his steroid finished nice and early on. Shad still a bit away from the Yasha. We'll start to work on at least the one ancient snack that he made himself. He is being watched the entire time, though. That invasive ward that Zippy was able to place early on. They're completely aware of this. So it's up to High Coast how they want to maximize versus it. It looks like it's just a little bit of farm downtime for the time being.
I mean, yeah, these wards from High Coast keep the map super safe. All up and down this whole area. It's pretty much impossible for Viking to make any sort of move. And as you say, High Coast able to have very good information on the progression of Viking's cores thanks to this vision.
Definitely got to look to invade probably more, though, on High Coast in the next moments. When Chessie does get back onto the map, I think they should go to siege probably this mid-tower. Maybe start just forcing in bottom and then just get a good wraparound in order to try to take this one out. Because it's still full health mid-tower, which is very nice for Viking as it does protect that triangle at least a bit. And they have put down 2 wards to protect the triangle too. Sure, they lost that top tower, but they at least do have information around it.
Well, you would say that the different thing this time round, Error.
Toby.
He's got eyes on Toby. I mean, if Toby comes out, Error might have the opening here from Invis. But yeah, Toby playing it smart. Just keeps himself safe under the tower. Error won't be able to find him. Gonna start swinging around towards the mid.
He's giving good information just from this. And it's a little bit different this game because they don't have the Chen. You know, Chen is a really big enabler of just really forcing the issue of taking these towers. That's why you see them. They're a little bit slower this time around, backing up, waiting for these next few items. The Beastmaster is not. He's not very far in this game, so it's not like he has a very early book 3. So they kind of have to wait a little bit of time before they really kick up the hard invasions. Which is, I mean, positive for Viking. Shad getting all this time to farm. They're not losing their puck this time. Boom.
They're not.
He's having a much better game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely life is made a little easier where there's not a shaman hunting him down every single time.
They're trying to force this mid tower, but Aramis is just blasting it all the way back so that it makes it so much harder for them to ever actually do any aggressive plays here. He's constantly pushing in those lanes. His bottom.
Error.
Oh my god.
He's actually able to make it away there. Weren't quite able to turn and get the angle to put a stop to his escape.
Okay.
I'm going to have Viking
Now
come
Supreme.
out straight away with the smoke. They know there's no Raw.
Supreme sees Shad for a second here.
He's going to try and make the jump. Charlie can't quite close the gap to get the Omni Slash off him. Probably for the better that he didn't, as Viking are right behind Shad with the smoke. Charlie's going to go for the rune. It's a bit of a bait, though. They're waiting. Is he going to be able to get out of this? He is. The opportunity's there to Blade Fury right out. Celery's committed with the split, but you're right. Dream Coil and split down the drain.
I think he just walk away. I think he just laughed themselves to the bank. High Coast, 2 ults expended. Nothing, just push. Chessie force down bottom. Enchantress continue pushing up the top lane. Charlie continue farming. Now you have no threat for Supreme. Supreme can play a little bit more aggressive for the next few moments without those two up. Viking slipping up.
Yeah, just not having enough to stop that spin right now. I mean, they really don't. What is there? There's the silence of the puck. That's pretty much it. Every other time, there's easily going to be a window for Charlie to get his way out.
Yeah, they have to have Toby there perfectly for the silence, the coil, the rolling thunder bouncing him back and forth. That's it. They don't really have control in their draft besides ultimates.
Shad's farm still there at the top, but I saw that last game, and it did not matter. Definitely sort of similar this time round, but I mean, you would still say that when Shad does turn up this game, he's going to be able to have a bit more impact as a Deucer compared to the Naga Siren last game?
Yeah, absolutely. Aramis actually ends up surviving. Supreme, he double committed. The coil's back up.
Gets baited in a little bit there.
Shad should be able to do much more this game. Yeah, I just Medusa overall as a hero actually does stuff. Naga Siren is you're just right clicks and you hope for Riptide plucks, and it's all just based off your items. Medusa, your abilities actually do stuff. You know, Stonegate's very impactful inside of those team fights if you're able to get a good positioning for it. And you're not single target. You know, you hit everybody, thankfully. Unlike your Naga Siren who's just focused firing one person. Boom. We'll be able to step away. Decent chunk of damage on that mid tower too.
Error. He steps out into this. Ooh, actually able to roll away there. Nearly looked like he was going to get knocked back into a position where someone would be able to block his escape.
What the hell? The blinding light just like pushed him, but pushed him through his... I don't know what just happened. That wasn't okay.
Well, what do you mean?
Book 3 online. It looked like it pushed him away from the boulder, but somehow he like appeared on it anyway. I don't know. It was weird. Chessie has the book 3. They're going for the surround. The coil is down. They can take advantage of it for 10 seconds. The ward is spotting Chessie though, so they know this entire wraparound is happening. And the coil's back online now.
I mean, it's a lot of damage on Charlie. Charlie.
Healing Ward's dead.
I mean, Chessie. He finds the Raw on a Toby. They've got enough damage to take him out. The jump over the burst, they'll be able to get him. Shad pots the Stone Gaze. Dream Coil only down onto the Void Spirit.
He's fine.
As he's into the silence.
Oh, is he?
But he's got the Yules. Supreme, he's going to be able to jump straight back out. Down to the low ground and he's away. Boom's trying to chase him. But with the Dissimulate, Supreme will manage to keep himself safe. Over to the side, Celery continues to chase down Chessie. They'll find the trade. Both laners going down. Error.
Ship it.
Might get Aramis here. He's got the ult down. He should have the damage. So Error will be able to pick up a second. Or Celery's coming over. Supreme's going to have that final bit of damage to secure the kill. As Boom does take down Jibe. The fight's not over yet, though, for High Coast with the Omni Slash. Comes in from Charlie. He cuts down the Brew. Silence out onto Eris. They're cleaning up here. As Eris taken out by Boom. Charlie as well. Blade Fury's back and available, so he will manage to roll away. Vikings going to keep chasing. Let me see if they can close the gap on this, but Charlie's out to the side. But a nice little cleanup there from Boom. 3 kills for the puck this time round. High Coast, they will get some action themselves. But Viking definitely coming in with the bigger hit so far. The fight
Shad
might not be over yet, though. Shad, he's up on the high ground. He's losing his mana to these Necro books. They'll get a bit of a burst of it back from Aramis. Toby rolling in. But they're coming in with the respawns. Vikings got to be very cautious that they try their best to disengage into the river. They've got the silence set him onto Boom, but with the illusion, Boom's able to remove it. Turns Dreamcore down onto Error and Supreme. As Error, he'll fall. It's another kill for Viking.
We're seeing a just leaps and bound difference from the puck this game. Boom is not controlled. He's able to get all of his spell arsenal off. I think that last fight he got 5 orbs, 5 silences off, multiple different stuff with the Witchblade. They got so many different abilities off. Even Shad, I think got 4 or 5 Mystic Snakes off while they're chasing, and we're seeing a much better defensive aspect from Viking this time around. This time, High Coast without the Chen. They can't brute force the towers. They can't brute force the fights as hard. Tower barely taking any damage actually during all of it.
Super close game, and Shad keeping a step ahead here.
Definitely feeling the power of the Medusa kicking in much quicker. And yeah, definitely just a big difference though for Boom. He's not dying at the start of the fights. He's getting so many spells off. He's actually an impactful mid rather than just, it really felt like last game he was a support puck with how much he was just getting instantly killed after one spell was casted. Now he's actually feeling like he's doing a hell of a lot more.
We'll see the all-important item that's going to make a difference for Boom's play is going to be that Ags on Supreme. And he's got it done. He's still he's quite a way away from it.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, if he had it done, then it'd be very rough for Boom.
Charlie?
They're in onto him. Also the chasers, they're going to try and continue to get on top of him. Another swashbuckles in. Charlie is able to turn with the Omni Slash. But there's 4 of them here. They tank it up. They take him out. Charlie down and out. And as we saw there as well, losing his courier. He pretty much had the Manta. But that's going to be the ultimate orb out of the game for the next 2 minutes.
That's huge, actually, yeah. He's not going to have the ways to remove the silence, be able to play around any of that at all. That's going to give a lot of opportunity for Viking to just keep playing aggressive and fast.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're able to make aggressive moves is definitely a bit of a concern for High Coast. The team with Medusa is able to actually punch back and make their own individual plays. Definitely not a good sign. They really need to just get a couple things going better and just protect Charlie better. But I think you're right. The next big thing really is going to be around that Ags Void Spirit. It just feels too difficult for him to address everything. They have 1 silence from the Earth Spirit. They have 1 roar from the Beastmaster, but there's a Bruce split. There's a Puck running rampant in the fight. There's a Rolling Thunder too. Fights are quite complicated for them to actually CC and control these guys before they get their big spells out. And then Shad just chills. Shad's just chilling in the back as Medusa.
His farm looking very good. That's the Scardy.
Toby?
And the butterfly's going to be the plant. Yeah, he's going to roll his way out of this. This is nothing's going on up here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And as soon as he TPs to base, we have the recall come in, so he's back on the map immediately. They're going to smoke and look for themselves perhaps a play. He's actually just going to be the one to show himself and push out the wave bottom instead.
Shad definitely getting to this.
Oh baby,
this position where it's really hard to see how he's actually going to die in these team fights. Like the most of their damage is this Omni Slash, and unless Shad's standing in some position where he's a mile away from anything else, it's unlikely they're going to be able to really focus down this Medusa. Shad's Yeah, really starting to approach this early game unkillable territory.
It really does feel like they're going to be very lacking of the damage, especially on top of the Greaves that Toby has, and you're going to have to always count in the fact that Aramis is going to be shockering this Medusa, so a secondary Mystic Snake plus all that mana refill. This is not a good place. This is not the place where High Coast wants to be at all. This Medusa is way too big. And this is not where their draft wants to be, the positioning of it. They want to be way more ahead.
No, not yet.
The fact that it's just even at all is always just a bad sign for this Jug Beastmaster draft right now.
And the fact that, you know, they did take the 2 side tier ones pretty quickly this game, but mid tier 1 still stands. Viking with that have been able to maintain enough control of their half of the map that, yeah, Shad's getting all the space. Pressure is really on for High Coast. If they don't come in with a big sort of move in the next 5 minutes or so, it does feel that this game is going to fall into the territory where Shad is just going to reign supreme here.
Oh, that's confusing though. You just said it. I just heard I was like, Shad is supreme? What the hell? But yeah, the Medusa will definitely take control of this game. There's the Axe. Okay.
All right, they've got to do something with this. They've got to go.
Yeah. Kick up the tempo. Kick up the
but they lost Chesty.
Oh no.
That's just not how they wanted to start it. It'll pop the roar. But it's not going to be enough to bring down Celery in return. As it really hurts. Any sort of little loss like that around this timing where High Coast have really got to get something done.
And they're trying to go for the invasion play. They're trying to look for this Medusa because they see him split up, but Shad more than aware. Yeah, can't lose Chesty like that. This is their window. This is their big window. The Ag's timing on the Void Spirit to actually address and silence the Brewmaster, silence the Puck, so you can actually control him a little bit better. And now you just need to wait, so it gives the Medusa time to farm, a little bit more time to farm for everything. Same thing for the rest of the teammates on the side of Viking. Really costly death.
One up top.
He's found.
All right, they're fine. Find the Keeper of the Light. The rest of High Coast are coming in there. Boom. And he's going to drop the coil down onto Era. I'm going to look to try and take out the Earth Spirit. Is there anything Era can do to get out of this? He's out with a roll. But boom. He's chasing. Nice little block off as well. And Era's kind of tanky with the Cloak and the Ogre Club, but not nearly tanky enough. As Toby takes him down. Again, High Coast just losing members. And they need the full 5 really to get something done. Every time they lose just one hero, even if it is a 1-for-1 trade, it really hurts the pace that High Coast need to be playing with against this Medusa. As every passing minute where Viking don't lose an objective is definitely going to be a minute that Viking's happy to live through.
Couldn't say it better myself. Charlie will at least get the bottom tower, but yeah, you feel that looming threat as Jibe. He walks in and gives Boom a kill. 5-0-6 on the Puck. Involved in every single one of the kills for his team in this game. Charlie's spin is actually still on cooldown.
The TP.
Now sorry, the TP. Yeah. Apologies. The TP, yeah. But now it's up. He'll be able to back away. That was a little...
that was a little close. I mean, Dream Coil was about to come up as well. But he gets away. Viking, they're into the pit. And with only 4 members up, as I say, it's very hard for Viking to do something unless they... High Coast to do something unless they want to try and go for the steal.
Nice wrap. Look at Charlie's positioning. He's wrapping completely around getting the high ground.
This is going to catch them by surprise. They're grouped up here. It's going to be a big Omni Slasher. They take out Celery. They take out Toby. They were not ready at all for Charlie to come in from that angle. As he's losing mana, he's losing life. Toby's trying to come in, but Shad's already taken down. They were not ready one bit for Charlie to come in like that. As Toby's crashing in with a Rolling Thunder, maybe they can still turn it back in their favor. Dream Coil's down. Charlie, Blade Fury's back up. He's away. They surround Toby. Toby, he's getting low. Celery and Boone trying to do their best to keep Toby alive here, but they cannot do so. Toby will fall. Glimmer Cape keeping Zibe alive as he's out to the side. Silence into the Remnant. They've grabbed Boom. Can they finish him off into the silence again from the Resonant Pulse?
Oh my God.
They take down Boom. Zibe still alive. Celery couldn't quite find him. They're on top of him. As it's going to be a dieback from Toby, a dieback from Celery. And that all started with really Charlie just being able to walk around from the high ground and just start things off with a very grouped up Omni Slash.
He just it's everything of how he does it. He just walks up because he knows he's this confident jug with a Manta, so he can't get silenced or comboed. He gets perfect vision of the fight, and they stacked so hard. 3-man silence from Void Spirit into 3-man Omni perfectly. Shad's isolated. Could not have done it more perfect there, High Coast.
I mean, that's a huge shakeup from Viking. Viking, you know, they're going to be feeling the 6K difference now. And now, after Viking were... Oh, we'll see Shad. I might actually just get Chessie here. Chessie tried to lead him with the Raw. Supreme jumping in with the extra bit of control. I mean, can they actually take down Shad, though? He's still quite the beast to deal with. They need the Jug. Without Charlie, this is never really a kill. So Shad,
they need the Jug, or they need just him controlled with the book hitting him and burning his mana as well. There is an Invis, though, and there's still an Arcane Rune on Supreme.
I think he's going to be able to get in. Silence on a Boom into the Remnant. They've jumped the puck. Boom's over the side. They've got him.
They got him again.
And he buys back here. Boom really wanting to try and hit back. He jumps in. He's looking for Rera. And gets the Dream Coil down onto the two of them as they're rolling up. But again, the silence from the pulse, putting a stop to Toby's attempted initiation with the Rolling Thunder. Toby's still trying to chase, but Supreme has still got steps to go. He's away. He's out of there. So again, it's another buyback coming out from Viking. I mean, they've used pretty much 3 buybacks here in the last minute or so. And that buyback from Boom, I mean, it sends High Coast back, but not quite able to catch anyone. High Coast get everybody else out of their level. See this wraparound. They just weren't ready for this one bit. Supreme and Charlie jumping in and just destroying these heroes to start the fight off.
Yeah, could not have asked for a better one there. Though we did see Viking start to punch back. It was Shad kind of leading the charge there, the strong tanky Dusa. But another buyback, you know, Boom, another one used. And you know what? That's 3, I believe.
3 buybacks, yeah.
So the Puck, the Brew, and the Pango for the next few fights can be very concerning if they do get taken out. And Boom has to be more careful now. He went greedy. We didn't get to touch on this too much, but he went for Aether Lens this game rather than going for Euls to protect himself.
Wait, what?
These silences are making him have big problems in the last 2 fights after he picked up Aether Lens.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. I mean, because you see sort of the blink after the Witch's Blade, that's already like, oh, okay. I mean, you know, so that's standard. We're seeing Pucks play like this, and he feels that. Well, that's just even if he gets hit by the silence, he's taking damage still from the pulse. So it's not like you're going to be able to blink out whilst you're silenced, because you've been hit. You've taken a blow to yourself. And as you say, the choice to try and go to the Aether Lens to get this Octarine done, it's ever so risky. I mean, and it's not like he has a support to bail him out, and there's no items to do so either. There's a 4-staff. That's sort of as good as it gets from Aramis. But other than that, yeah, he's a huge liability in these fights if Supreme can find him. And there's another Arcane Rune on Supreme for the next fight, so he's going to have to deal with so many silences just coming out left, right, and center if they don't kill Supreme.
Yeah, I'm really curious to why he went that, because they're playing with the 4 protect 1, right? So why do you not just go for the safer plays where you can just protect your Medusa? But hey, it might hurt him quite a lot, as we did see it just pay. You know, he paid with his life twice there in the last situations. And he's getting scanned. They're chasing at him.
I mean, if they catch him here, Error. He's in there. Oh, Boom. He's off to the side. He's got the orb out. He's having to use the coil here to hold the two of them back. But the silence from Error, they catch him. They've found the opening. They're in on him. He's got nothing to remove it, nothing to get out. He's dead for 100 seconds, Fogged. I think this item build, it's really shot. He's shot himself in the foot.
I think so, too.
After having such a good opening.
Like snowballing.
I think he felt the snowball when they were on the Roshan. He just bought it thinking that, oh my god, we're in a great place with Dusa. There's no way they'd kill him. There's no way that they'd kill me either, because I'm just rallied around Dusa the whole time. This is giving a full window to High Coast to just win the game, actually. 80 seconds. How the hell do you fight without your puck now?
You don't. It's a free rush. It's a free rush here for High Coast. You've got no other ways of getting in the pit.
Look at Charlie. Like, a full Scotty now picked up, too. Getting ready for the Shard. He's going to have Aegis as well. Uh-oh. I don't know if Medusa's going to be able to do this one on her own. She's still very large with this Butterfly going for this Daedalus build, but she's quite alone now. This puck getting caught twice now has just ruined his game completely. Chessie on the hunt for Aramis.
Yeah, he might just find him. He does. He's able to catch him with the Raw. TPs are coming in, but Aramis is already down. Chessie.
And Chessie's out.
Instantly away with the TP. Quick moves there from Chessie. And
now they're just waiting. Someone's showing.
Whoa, they've got the catch. Supreme's in, set up onto Toby. They're starting to fall apart. I mean, in this game as well, it really just seemed that, sort of about 5 or so minutes ago, that Viking, they were being able to hold it off. You saw, they were keeping this game in a great place for Shad. Shad was incredibly farmed, but now sort of the supporting cast, everyone around him, it's just getting dismantled by High Coast. Some decisions being made from Viking that are heavily hurting them as High Coast. This whole game's just back on track for them to hit the timings and start to push the advantage. As they've got quite an advantage here. 12k lead, and Charlie just massive.
Yeah, he's actually able to now very much so threaten the Medusa. Medusa, she's been at the 2100 HP threshold for quite a long time now after the Scotty was finished.
Yeah.
She has evasion, but Charlie's going to be able to dish through that pretty soon when he gets his next item. They've set themselves up for a really good game now. And Viking just completely on the back foot now. Like, Boom is just in a weird spot where he's got Octarine, but if he gets caught by a single silence, he might just die in all of these situations. And there's a lot of them.
Teammate Shad, he's trying to hold his ground here, but they're opening up with the Roar. They're in onto him. Charlie, he's going to have the Omni Slash ready to go as well, and here it is, bouncing around. He's able to take down one, take down two. Toby to fall. Shad gets the ult off. It will kill us Supreme, but he's out of mana. Shad's trying to run. They'll just stay on target. Shad's out of the game. It's 3 dead, no buyback. They're taking out Celery as well through the Primal Split. Triple kill for Charlie. They've fallen apart completely, Viking. Yep. This should be High Coast being able to at least take a Rax. I mean, with 4 dead, no buyback, they're just going to do so much damage to the base. It's very hard to see how Viking swing this one around. They seem to have lost it completely.
It really does feel like they lost it. That whole wraparound from High Coast around the rush, they broke Viking. These last 8 minutes have been a disaster for them. Just dying one by one, not having the strength that they thought they did. Medusa, Shad felt like he could stand in the middle there, but by no means. Even if the Omni gets shared amongst all these units among the split, it still was more than enough to kill him at the end of the day. As 2 racks advantage. No hope now for Viking.
Very, very well done by High Coast. I mean, as we said,
Charlie and Supreme really, really stepping it up today. Like this game, 10-2-6 on Charlie.
Charlie, yeah.
Supreme again too. 6-2-11. These two are really stepping up their game.
And High Coast, they're just taking everything here. That'll be the Roar to set up on the Celery. They're moving in. Rolling Thunder does come out from Toby. Controlling Charlie a little bit, but he's still able to put the Blade Fury. Moves in onto Celery. The Bruise down. A buyback will be available. High Coast, they will respect the respawn of Shad. They'll back off, but more than happy with what they were able to take there. 2 sets of racks. A buyback here and there. 21k gold lead now.
Damage is absolutely done. Just the graph tells the story of this game. That moment where that graph just starts dipping, that's where the Roche is. That's where they start buying back. That's where it was like Viking was starting to get their footing back, keeping the game super even, and just a big hit. High Coast now running away with it. Viking can't actually get outside their base confidently at all versus all this map control.
And if you thought there was any chance of Boom being able to play around the High Coast lineup, you've now got to deal with an Abyssal Blade on the Void Spirit.
Oh my, yep. Okay. More. Just more control for him.
Yep.
And he was having such a good game. It was literally just, it all abruptly happened, but he was having such a flawless game on the puck until those few CCs. He caught them off guard. And High Coast, they hit big when they were big timing. That's really been the biggest thing here is that was such a gold injection too. Everyone rich. Charlie with a full butterfly after that.
They're going to force out the Stone Gaze from Shad. They'll wait this out. They don't care at all. Charlie's going to be more than fine. Healing Ward's out. He's got the Omni Slash good to go. Supreme is straight in. He's in with the Abyssal on a Boom. Follow-up Roar's there. They're moving. They take out Boom. Boom's down. He'll buy back. As Toby comes in with the Rolling Thunder, looking over towards Charlie. Charlie just commits him with the Blade Fury, takes down Celery. See what he turns towards now. They do get the jump back over onto Charlie, pushing him back. The agency expires! It's expired! It expires a second before he dies. As that's Charlie out for 90. Can Viking get anything more off the back of this defense? They chase it in. Toby leading the way, but Supreme just cuts across. It's going to be Toby down. Remnant Dragon Shad.
They don't want to mess with Shad.
No, they want to kill everybody else.
Shad.
They want to take everyone else down. But Boom and Aramis, they are able to back away. Shad, have they got the damage to get through him? Oh, man, to dodge there with the rolling boulder. They're
going for the racks.
They are poking at him. Indeed, Aaron and Chessie, they're looking for the objectives, and they've got the Necro books on it as well. They're just messing with Shad, keeping him away from the defense, allowing Chessie to claim the Megas, and he'll do so. Mega creeps are out now. As High Coast will happily split up, get out. Chessie's going to be able to TP away in the trees. They won't even be able to catch him.
Supreme almost died there at the end, but yeah, damage is done. They came in and hit hard. Didn't care about committing an Omni Slash onto the puck there. They know how important Boom is. Boom gets disabled, gets abyssaled, gets Omni. The Omni actually bounced and killed all the Brew Split afterwards too in the fight. So just devastating hits there from High Coast and just really understanding what targets to go for. Again and again, High Coast really impressing today.
Gotcha.
Well, there is only really one thing that could lead to a potential turnaround, then it is that Rapier on Shad. He's nearly got the gold for it.
Okay. Yeah, I saw he had the Daedalus queued up. I was really hoping that he would switch it up, and he did. He had, I mean, versus the Butterfly too from the Jug, it's just, you have to go for this, otherwise you have no damage. Well, it's going to be a real uphill battle as Megas. The Mega Creep wave is starting to come over and meeting versus their wave.
Dude, everyone's just getting big items on High Coast with this sort of money. We've got like an MKB on Zibe. We've got a Hex on Error.
Okay. Yep. Just some
casual support items, you know.
We'll call those the tier 4 support items, you know.
Is there any way that Viking hold this? It's going to be so hard. They're so close to having that Rapier.
To have the gold.
He's got to sell something up to buy. I mean, how much is the one going to give him? Just a few hundred. So he's still not quite there. He needs a few more waves out of this with the Megas. It's taking time. I don't even know if he's going to be able to really get out and pick it up from the secret shop. It's going to be very hard. He's got to do some top tier sneaky movements with this courier.
They've got a ward right on top.
Yeah, that's that.
So they probably know also that the only way Medusa wins this game is if Medusa buys a Rapier. So if they just sit around this, they can actually kill it. And okay, there's the relic. Lock it. Good. Make sure you lock it. But they see it, so they know. You know, Rapier's going to be purchased soon. They're hunting for it.
They are.
Hawk is on it.
They've got it.
And they got it.
Last relic out of the game for 3 minutes and 40 seconds. And that is probably going to be 3 minutes and 40 seconds too long.
Okay, Shad, I think sell your wand and just buy a small crit. Honestly, at this point, he needs anything he can get, but I don't even know if that's even a good option. We'll see.
That's High Coast. They're ready to start. Looking to close this one out.
Yep. All they have to do now, if they want to be patient, wait for the 2 side lanes to come in.
Oh, Era's in.
He's going to come in when they see Boom.
Era's able to get in with the Hex into the Roar. They've locked down Boom. Boom, is he able to jump out of this? No, Supreme's in with the Abyssal. Boom's taken out. Shad will pop the Stone Gaze, but they're able to kite it out. They don't care about it too much. Rolling Thunder will go crashing in onto Charlie, but Charlie's still able to get the Omni Slash off as Toby will be taken out. Celia as well falls to the power of the Juggernaut. Triple kill for Charlie. They turn towards Shad. They'll pick him up outside of the base. There's no escaping High Coast here as GG is called. High Coast, they'll take game 2, and with that, the completed series 2-0.